Hello friends, my name is Preet Shah. I am a chartered accountant and a faculty member of Navkar Institute. Today I am going to tell you a story about a chartered accountant, a billionaire investor, India's own Warren Buffett, the big bull of Indian stock market, Mr. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala. Mr. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala's story from rupees 5,000 to 20,000 crore rupees is really fascinating, and there are a lot of lessons that we can learn from this story. Starting with that, Mr. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala was born on 5th of July 1960. Since a young age, Mr. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala was really fascinated towards stock market. His father was an income tax officer, and he often heard his father talking about stock market with his friends. Whenever his father was talking about stock market with his friend, he used to listen intently. He was around, I guess, 9 years of age. Okay, he used to listen intently, but there are a lot of questions that he pondered. One day, at the age of 9, he went up to his father and he's like, "Father, why does the stock prices fluctuate?" Now, that was a very perceptive question for a 9-year-old. And his father came to know about his interest in stock market. And he knew that someday when he grows up, he is going into stock market, and he was okay with it. His father said that for understanding this, you have to read the newspaper. So he started reading the newspaper. He started, gaining knowledge about it. And after reaching a certain age, he went up to his father. He's like, "I am interested in stock market." His dad said that even though you are interested in stock market and even though you want to make a career out of it, you need a professional qualification. So until and unless you do not acquire that professional qualification, I won't allow you to enter the world of stock market. So Mr. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala, determined as he is, he went and acquired the degree of chartered accountancy in 1985. This is a lesson of the importance about education. That no matter that he wanted to become a stock trader, he wanted to become an investor, he still understood the importance of gaining professional education. So he completed his chartered accountancy in 1985. In 1985, he again went to his father. He's like, "I've completed my course, I've completed my chartered accountancy, now I want to enter into the world of stock market." His father definitely knew that he had that zeal, he had that passion to enter into the world of stock market, and obviously he allowed him. But his father told him that you may enter the world of stock market, you may trade, you may invest, but I am not going to give you a single rupee, and nor you are going to ask my friends about it. So Mr. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala was stranded. He's like, "What should I do?" And he only had his savings was around 5,000 rupees. At that point of time, his savings was around 5,000 rupees. Now, his brother, who is also a chartered accountant, he had his own practice in Mumbai. So he went up to his brother, and his brother made him contact some of his clients. There was one client with whom Mr. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala talked, and he's like, "I will give you more rate of return than a fixed deposit." And that rate of return was somewhere around 18%. Okay, at that point of time, the fixed deposit rate of return was somewhere around 10%, and he promised a rate of return of 18%. And because of that lucrative offer, the client gave 2.5 lakh rupees. At that point of time, in the year 1985, the client gave 2.5 lakh rupees. He backed another 5 lakh rupees in a similar way, okay, promising a higher rate of return than the fixed deposit, and thus he collected 7.5 lakh rupees. So even though he had 5,000 rupees, he did not get disheartened, and he knew that he anyway had to, start with some capital, and this is how he collected the capital. This is a lesson of dreaming big. That you do not have to get disheartened with what you have, but you need to dream big, and you need to ascertain that what you can do in future. After borrowing those 7.5 lakh rupees, he started gaining knowledge. Okay, that is very important. Started gaining knowledge. He looked into various scripts. Okay, his first big break, his first big profit was in 1986 when he invested in Tata Tea. He purchased 5,000 shares of Tata Tea at the rate of rupees 43 and sold it for rupees 143, and that was his first big profit. After that, there was no stopping. From 1986 to 1989, he made a profit of almost around 20-25 lakh rupees, and his portfolio went on becoming bigger and bigger. His next big trade was in Sesa Goa, okay, a script known as Sesa Goa, where he brought certain shares around at a price of 25 rupees, also averaging around 35 rupees, and he sold it at 65 rupees. After that, the biggest factor over here, the next step, was the 1989 finance budget. The 1989 VP Singh budget, when Mr. VP Singh was the Prime Minister, the then Prime Minister Mr. VP Singh, the whole market was pessimistic. The whole market was pessimistic that the budget will not be in the favor of businessmen, and the whole market was pessimistic, and definitely the prices were down because the market was pessimistic. At that point of time, when everybody was pessimistic, Mr. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala was the only one who was optimistic. He knew that Mr. VP Singh, who came from a business background, will definitely bring out a budget which is business friendly. So what he did is, he invested rather than being pessimistic. He invested aggressively at that point of time before the budget, and as it turned out, the budget was definitely business friendly, and the whole country was in cheers. And the most happy person was Mr. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala, because in a few months time, because of his aggressive investment, his portfolio went up from 2.5 crore rupees to 50 crore rupees. That is a lesson about guts, a lesson about foresightedness, that it needs guts and foresightedness to think about this, and such a big jump, and now he was on his track. After that, he started with his own asset management company, which is known as Rare Enterprise, which was named after himself and his wife, that is Rakesh Jhunjhunwala and Rekha, the first two letters of their name, okay, Rare Enterprise, okay. And after that he went on to investing. He always believed, Mr. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala always believed, and thus he stated that he entered the stock market by trading. But now that he is an investor, we call him an investor, he always believed that to create wealth, you always need to trade. But to multiply that wealth, you have to invest. So that was a quote given by Mr. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala. Another last lesson that we can learn from his life story. There was a point of time somewhere around 2002-2003 where he brought a huge amount of shares. He brought a huge amount of shares of Titan Limited. Okay, brought a huge amount of shares of Titan at an average price of rupees 5. And that share price went up to rupees 80. Titan share prices of Titan, which were brought at an average price, a huge quantity was brought, okay, which were brought at an average price of 5 rupees, and the share prices went up to 80 rupees. But after a certain period of time, those share prices plunged down to 30 rupees. Even then, Mr. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala did not budge. He held on those shares even after such a big blow, right from 80 rupees to 30 rupees. That was a big blow. Okay, he held up to those shares, and the current position, if you look at the current market price is somewhere around 1180 rupees. From 5 rupees, it went up to 80 rupees and down to 30 rupees. Many people would have got scared, would have taken out the money. But Mr. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala was patient. This is a lesson about patience that we can learn, that if you want to invest in stock market, and even if you want in any aspect of your life, if you have that patience to wait for success, to wait for victory, to wait for what you want, then you need patience, you need to wait. And thus his shares went up from 30 rupees, and right now the prices are 1180 rupees. That is a lesson about patience. So these are the many life lessons that you can learn from the story of Mr. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala. A lesson about the importance of educational qualification. A lesson about dreaming big. A lesson about having guts, because no guts, no glory. A lesson about foresightedness. A lesson about acquiring knowledge. And lastly, a lesson about having patience. Thank you very much.
If you like this video, share it with your friends. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch more such videos and learn from our expert faculty members. Press the bell icon to get regular notifications whenever we upload a new video. Download NDI mobile app to get complete CA course online. We value your support. Thank you for watching.